Hi, I'm Valerie Englehart, and in this video I am going to be testing out these Rockwell Canada Aroma Coffee paints. I got them as part of entering a piece of art in a watercolor competition, and so the choices were blueberry or coffee, and I went with coffee. So it has these three. We've got mocha, americano, and espresso. So I'm gonna swatch these out. Let's grab mocha. And I've never used these colors before, so I'm not putting them in a palette yet. I don't know anything about them really, so I'm just gonna pick up some of the paint from the top onto my brush. This is neat pigment. And so it definitely has white in it. It's rather opaque. Then I'm gonna wet my brush and drag it out because I wanna see how light it gets. Do I get any granulation or patterns, watermarks, etc. I'm gonna go in a little deeper. So like that's the darkest value right there that this paint will give me. All right, that's mocha. Next is americano. Same thing, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit, get that neat pigment on my brush, and I went ahead and sniffed it to see if it smelled like coffee because it is called aroma coffee. So dragging it out, seeing the lighter value. I like this color. That's really rich and pretty. Grab a little more. So there's its darkest value. I'll just dot it in. And lastly, we have espresso. So this will be the darkest one. Neat pigment and ooh, really, oh, I like this one. Drag out that pigment. Oh, that is lovely and moody. Ooh, and that gets really dark. So this would be a great, like, for using in the deepest, darkest shadows. This might be fun to play with granulation. All right, so there are the swatched colors. All right, now to try out these paints on a subject. Now, these are coffee-themed paints in coffee colors, so it is easy to assume that I would be painting something coffee-related, which honestly would probably be smart, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna paint a barn owl because it's a bunch of browns, and I like little barn owls, they're so cute. So I've got a little bitty brush. I've got a size 2 round, and I'm gonna go into americano. Just pick up a little bit. And I don't have a sketch or anything, I'm just gonna go for it. Let's put one eye here. Got very round eyes. I'll leave a highlight or two. And then I'm going to rinse my brush and drag that pigment. Have a little bit of a pretty glassy eye. And I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. They're about an eye width apart. It's about right here. Dot. And just sort of draw the outline. And I'm gonna leave some light. Rinse my brush. Tap off the excess water and drag the pigment around. This eye looks a little bit bigger. No worries. Make this eye a little bigger. And then they have that cute little like V shape that comes down from their eyes. So I'm dragging that pigment out from the eyes where that beak's gonna go. It looks about right there. And I'm actually gonna get a bigger brush now because I like working with bigger brushes. Even though their face is white, I'm gonna move some of that pigment around a little bit just so it's not so stark. Blends into the face a bit. All right, for the beak, let's go in with latte. No, this mocha. When I look at it, it looks like how my latte turns out. So let's put in, I'm just gonna put little strokes up because the feathers are going over the beak, and so I'm painting negatively there. And then I'm gonna bring this down on either side, just like the eye. Just outline it. Clean my brush. And I'm gonna drag the pigment to fill it in, but it makes it have a little bit of shine. And I think I want to drop this color elsewhere in the feathers. So let's drop that like here, maybe here. And I'm going to drag that pigment from the beak a bit underneath because that beak is going to be going into the feathers of the face. So I'm just letting my brush dance a bit, creating texture, because they do have that lovely like heart-shaped face. All right, now I want to do like the little ruffly frame, and I'm going to use the darkest pigment for that, which is espresso. Once again, just a little size 2 brush because I am working on such a small piece of paper. Let's start at the top. I'm just making little itty bitty light curved brush strokes, and I'm okay with some of this being wet and diffusing. And honestly, once I get these brush strokes in, I'll probably go in with water anyway. Oh, it's already looking so cute. I'm gonna rinse my brush, dab off the excess, and I'm gonna soften some of it. I like having hard and soft edges, so I don't want all of it to be soft, but some of it being soft makes it more visually interesting. Down here is gonna have a little more shadow, so I'm gonna go grab that Americano and I'm gonna dot that in down here. All right, so the face is really where I needed all of my little details. So I'm gonna move now to my size 8, and I'm gonna grab Americano because the top of their head is brown. And I'm once again doing these strokes because I'm going to go and lighten them with water. Dab, dab, dab. And soften lift. And I'm going to shift over into mocha. And do we want him facing forward or like looking backwards? I mean, it is an owl. They could be looking backwards, so I'm going to do that. Let's just make these bold brush marks, and I'm using some thick pigment, but not like neat from the tube, but maybe like, I don't know, milk consistency. And just thinking of my brush marks. That one came out a little too far. That's okay. This is just a fun little painting. I'm gonna bring it out a little more on this side. All right. And I love that we're already getting some granulation here. Or watermarks. I'm gonna lift a little out here and blend this in towards the face. I'm gonna grab Americano because on a barn owl, their feathers have kind of this barb look. They also have little dots on the top of their head too that I'm gonna go put in now that this is dried. Got my brush and soften some. Grab more Americano and a little stronger. And then this part's gonna be in shadow. So let's grab Americano and let's do this to show that these wings are further ahead than the face. I love that like owls are the only bird that you can really do this to where their head is completely turned around. I love that. I love owls. And yeah, I am that annoying person who, when there is a Super Bowl party, I'm like, no, superb owl. Americano, and let's just put in little. So because it's facing backwards, the tail's on this side. And that is definitely a little too bushy, but it's okay. We're just doing an exercise. Also, the head to body ratio isn't right at all. And that's okay. Because it's art, it's a cute little exercise where we are playing with paint. So let's grab my dark color, the espresso. I'm gonna dot that in because this part is in deep shadow. And on their wings even, at the end or the top of the barbs, oh geez, I don't know if it's on the top or the end, but you know what? They have another dark mark. So anywhere where I put those little barbs in, I'm gonna add dark mark. Looking a little strong, isn't it? Soft, soft. Let's go in with water. Look, the shadow's bleeding into the wing. I love it. So really all this exercise is playing with new paint. All right, there's definitely a tail, so I'm gonna grab that dark color and just kind of outline, do some negative painting under some of the feathers, just to be like, hey, there's a shadow here. Using the tip of my brush to make that shaft. Is that what that is? And if you don't want your owl floating in space, we've used a lot of mid-tone, so let's go dark and give a little branch for our dude to sit on. And there we go, we've got a nice little barn owl made with the Rockwell Canada Aroma Coffee paints. I got to play with some new pigments, and so hopefully you can decide if this is something that you want. But seriously, if you just want to work with whatever you have, just get a few browns. And honestly, because things are based on value, you really could do this all in one color, but I do like the variance of temperature, which you wouldn't really be able to get if you only use one color. But a fantastic value study. I hope you enjoyed watching. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you want to see me paint, because I love suggestions. If you like this video, press the like button so I know to make more like it. And if you want to see more, press subscribe, because I make videos every Monday and Thursday. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.